Hey guys, welcome back to what very well may be the final episode of Demon Souls. Last time we knocked out the old King Allant after, food poisoning him for about an hour and then he just fucking fell down and died, which was hilarious. But, it was a pretty anticlimactic fight, but after that happened, the Maiden in Black decided to kidnap us down into the big old hole in the middle of the entire place now, and well, it seems like she was in league with the old one, as I seem to be prepared to be the next demon in line. I don't know if Boneless is going to choose that option, but I guess we'll have to see what he does. Either way, I headed back to the Nexus because, well, there's a couple of things I want to do before we go. As you can see, we have this giant hole in the middle here now, but a new archstone that just lets us go even deeper in. So, for now, I wanted to go ahead and figure out what I'm going to need if I do have to fight like a super boss of some kind. I didn't even know that there was going to be like an extra boss after this. I thought maybe just killing the king would have been enough, but I guess it goes to show we still have much more to learn. Either way, I was going to go ahead, switch out my fucking thing. I need to switch out these two random spells that I really don't need, like Warding and Poison Cloud, not Flame Toss, and add Firestorm back on. Because Firestorm is most definitely a really strong ability. I should probably also grab my my other wooden catalyst, because I tried making, I talked about it at the very end of last episode, but I made a bunch of like different things in order to try and take on the king, but in the end, it was all pretty useless. There's that insanity catalyst I made. Anyway, I want to grab the wooden one, because the difference is the silver catalyst is weaker than the regular catalyst. At least it feels like it. But like it gives you more MP. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, but it's not a trade-off I really care about. Either way, now I should probably go ahead and try and use the rest of my souls, because I don't think I can upgrade any more with the Maiden in Black. Also, remember that guy that pushed me into a hole?
I've not seen you of late. Have I got some stuff for you?
He's most definitely got some stuff for me.
No, don't mention it. It's the least I can do for a dear friend. But do pay for them.
Yeah, this is the guy that pushed me into the fucking hole. When you save him, he shows back up in the Nexus as like a new vendor. So I can go ahead and buy a lot of different types of grass for like pennies on the dime, really. Pennies on the dime. Mostly just a bunch of weird stuff, though. Nothing extremely useful. I guess a fragrant ring for 60,000 souls is quite a bit. It is quite a bit right there. Yeah, just walk away from him afterwards. But yeah, I need to like get stocked up on other things. I wish I could like use these souls with something. I guess I can go ahead and repair a lot of my items since they've, taken on quite heavy damage throughout the entire game. I guess I'll just go ahead and fix everything because I have way too much. But I can't really take these to go anywhere because I'm just going to be heading into whatever this place is right now. Let me check World Tendency. I don't know what gets represented by the Nexus's World Tendency, but I guess 81,000 souls is a lot, but I can grind those all up on my own. So it's not too much of a worry if I just, give up on them. But yeah, I'm thinking this is most likely going to be the final episode of Demon Souls, which means I can probably start going into my closing thoughts, but I usually do that during the credits. So I'm heading back to the Maiden in Black. I accidentally hit her off screen. I didn't mean to, but damn, did it hurt her a lot. Either way, we need to figure out what the fuck she wants me to do now. So, let's see what you need, Maiden. Maiden, what do you want to talk about?
Proceed below to its lair.
So this isn't the old one? This is just a giant, like, tree beast that leads to the old one? I don't even know what's going on. Is this safe? You're waiting out there. I don't like that idea. All right, I guess we'll just, cut its branches and try and get inside. I guess she set me up to become the ultimate demon murderer so that I could become a demon? That seems like a really complicated, journey to try and figure out for somebody.
You have been chosen by the Old One.
What does that mean?
Shalt thou seek everlasting demon souls? Or obey that naive monumental? Whatever your choice, you are our first visitor. May you be welcome here.
What does that mean? Is this like... What is this whole thing going on here? Like, what's even going on at this point? Let me go ahead and look at the game progression guide. I want to be able to know. Let's see. Okay. I don't even know. I'm like, I don't even know. The guy doesn't really give me a good option. I guess I'll just keep fucking jumping through here. Through the fog gate, I guess. Whatever the hell's going to happen is going to happen, I guess. King Alon.
You have seen for yourself.
Huh?
The suffering that fills this world. But fight poison with poison. God is merciful. And so created the Old One. The Old One will feed on our souls and put an end to our tragic realm of existence.
Huh? King Alon. I guess this is a boss. It's a really shitty boss. I think the King Alon that we fought was just a vision of his old self. This is what happened to King Alon after, like, giving into the Old One's power. He's just turned into a big muck of skulls and stuff like that. Just turned into nothingness. I don't even know what's happening. I think... No, I have a new interpretation. This is Boneless's true soul. Boneless, when he entered into the Fogland, he came in as two halves. One piece was just his human part that we were walking around as, but that is the true Boneless, the true inside of Boneless. All of this weird mashy goo monster thing crawling on the ground with bones coming out of its heads. I think this was the real Boneless. So I think the true story of Boneless was just his journey to finally fight his inner self and see if he truly wanted to be a demon or if he wanted to stay in the world of man as a complete and utter freak. I don't know what's going on here, but this is a really easy fight. Is this meant to be the final boss? What even is this? I have no clue, but it is dying to my... It's time for our final magic missile. Do it, Boneless! Magic missile!
You fool. Don't you understand? No one wishes to go on.
The demon was destroyed. Damn. Well, I guess I'll pick up whatever this thing was. I got a lot of souls. Withdraw weapon. I got Soul Brand. So we had Demon Brand, and now we have Soul Brand. Well, and then I just... Do I just leave? What's going on? Boneless, what is this ending? Tell me!
Fine work is done. Slayer of demons, go back above.
But can you tell me what's happening?
The Nexus shall imprison thee no longer.
What does that mean?
I shall lull the Old One back to slumber.
Okay. So, reading up on the wiki, there are two options here. One, we go back to the service. And two, we kill our waifu. You know, Maiden in Black, you helped me out this entire game, and I figured out you didn't actually betray me. You brought me here to finally put an end to King Alon. And though I will miss you, Maiden in Black, and your cement eyes that never got to see Boneless's true fate, I believe you were the true waifu, so I will leave you alone. Goodbye, Maiden in Black. You... Well, she's literally going to save the world because she's holding the Old One back, so... I guess in another life we could have been friends. Maybe even lovers. But I guess Boneless has got to make his exit. I hope everybody's enjoyed seeing the face of Boneless, and I think, as a final goodbye, we should see his chubby, shitty face. Goodbye, Maiden in Black. Goodbye. I guess I'm headed out. I'll see you guys at Taco Bell later. But I guess I'd like to see what this ending's going to be. Oh.
At last, my duty is fulfilled.
Okay, well, at least my waifu thanked me. Let's get the hell out of here. This was Demon Souls. We just need to leave at this point. Hopefully no bad guys will be outside here to murder me. The hell? As Boneless walks out of the evil tree demon, what can he do?
The Old One, along with the Maiden, were swept back into the lulling fog. Bolertaria was spared from the demons, but also lost its knowledge of soul arts. The souls lost during the pandemonium were never retrieved. And today, the unstable world has another monumental to hold its fabric together. A brave new hero of unprecedented power.
And I guess that was Demon Souls right there. Sort of a like anticlimactic ending on my part, but that was just due to the fact that I poisoned an old man until he died. But that little final boss, I like my interpretation of the story a lot more, of them being two halves of the same Boneless. But I guess the story must have been just that King Allant, after, you know, giving in to the Old One's power, he just became part of him, but wasn't like a complete thing. So either way, I guess Boneless put him out of his misery, his waifu was able to fulfill her duty, and Boneless just escaped the Fogland, I guess. So kind of a, what would I call it? Kind of an anticlimactic ending, though we did have some really fun boss fights. Either way, now that we're here at the credits, let me go ahead and talk about my ending thoughts, as we all do. One, very short episode. I guess we could have just finished it up last episode, but I didn't. I thought there was going to be like a massive climactic boss fight, so that was my fault for thinking that like I was going to have to fight like a massive like monster, but you know, whatever. Either way, finally time for my thoughts. The Soulsborne like genre of video games is one that I had never taken a stab at. It just seemed like it was too much for me. I'm not a very good gamer in the first place. I have little to no skills in video games, no matter how long I've been playing them. I'm just not great at action games in general. But when I started playing this game and just started getting in depth with the whole character creation, with like getting those stats up, finding the right weapons, and just seeing all the weird architecture and like fucked up designs, I can definitely say that Demon Souls, I definitely really like Demon Souls. Demon Souls was like a ton of fun to play, though one thing is just that it felt like it was really long. Like, it wasn't really that long in actuality, but you know, it felt like it was starting to drag on at the very end. But like, I had a ton of fun with this game. For it being my first Soulsborne game, I definitely am interested in seeing where the series goes on from here, since I had a ton of fun with it, so it would be pretty fun to see where it evolves from there on. The characters really didn't have much character at all. They were mostly just like NPCs with like, you know, shops and stuff like that. But I still felt like this game has like so much atmosphere to it that the atmosphere of the entire game kind of just makes up for the lack of characters. Like, this game has an atmosphere that is almost wholly unique to it at the time it came out. This kind of dark, surrealist, like fucked up eldritch abomination design. It was pretty amazing, and I had a ton of fun playing it. So I would definitely say, for my first Soulsborne game, I am not regretting going to Demon Souls. If I wanted to start off somewhere, it had to be at the first one, and I have no clue about like difficulty-wise how hard this one is, but you know, I got through it pretty briskly. Like, at the end, like, sure, I used that poison strap, but I was just like, I want this boss dead. I need him gone. So therefore, I poisoned an old man. I would definitely say my favorite boss fight was definitely the Penetrator. I don't know why. That one was just a lot of fun to be playing with. But I loved playing with the magic build. I don't know if I'd ever go back and play this again. Maybe on the remake with a completely different build, I'd like to redo it. Probably not the PS3 version. The two versions, there's not a ton of differences, but it's just kind of like an aesthetic difference. And I've heard a lot of people really like the PS3 version. over the PS5 version. But I don't know. I've never played the PS5 version, so I have no idea if the aesthetics would draw me more into the more modern one. But yeah, this was Demon's Souls. I had a ton of fun with it, and I can definitely say at some point we will be returning to the Soulsborne series. Probably not in chronological order, but at some point we will be returning to it. Either way, talking about plans here for the backlog, my next playthrough that I'm planning to do, I'm planning on returning back to the world of Monster Hunter. Since we just beat Monster Hunter 1 more recently, we're going to go ahead and go into Monster Hunter 2. I really don't have much else to say. I got the Maiden in Black's Demon Soul. Cool. Cool, I got her Demon Soul. Oh, what's it going to reload us into at this point? Because I know there's a new game plus in this game. What's going on here? Oh, the sword's still up there. Jeez, what's going on? I think it's just literally restarting the story at this point. So, there's not like an end credit scene where I got to see Boneless, like, go out and do anything cool. This is literally just a redo of the beginning of the game. Oh, Boneless. Whatever. Either way, this was Demon's Souls. I had a ton of fun with this. Next playthrough is going to be Monster Hunter 2, so I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. Either way, I don't have much else to say, so I'll see you guys next time on The Backlog. And before I end this episode, I want to thank all of my YouTube members, including the Disciples of Epsilon, Valric, Amber, and Phoenix. Without you all, this channel would not stay afloat. So thank you for all your support, and I'll see you guys next time on The Backlog.